welcome your host of Bombing Run, General A.A. Ron.
Thank you. I'm General A.A. Ron, and it's time for everyone's favorite comedian game show, Bombing Run. Yeah. Woo! Yes. Well, rules for Bombing Run are simple. Each comedian combatant does their 5-minute sets, while the mysterious comedian judge will be looking for their setup punch and their appearance in front of a live studio audience. Warning combatants, if you say the F or C word, Freddy the F-bomb will come and bomb your set, and you can't be picked Joker Ace. Now, I want you to please welcome to the stage our mysterious comedian judge, Judge Chuck U. Farley. Judge Chuck U. Farley. I see the trick here. You're trying to trick me to say it the wrong way. No, you're not going to get that. But they are a comedian. I know they're a comedian because they've been answering me in jokes every time I've asked them. And this is a championship edition of Bombing Run. This is the second game we've done. The grand prize is a 5 weeks of class and mentorship by a 19-year nationally touring comedian whose credits included the Evening at the Improv, Showtime, MTV, Comedy Central, Fox, and TNN. And his students have gone on to be on HBO, The Tonight Show, Conan, The Jimmy Kimmel Show, and SNL. And I want to thank comedyschools.com for giving up that prize. It's going to be a great prize for whoever wins this tonight. But we're going to go into game number 2. But first, we need to meet our comedian combatants. So let's meet contestant number 1.
Hello, I'm Tom. I'm from Queens, New York.
Awesome. Let's meet contestant number 2.
Hello, I'm Lloyd, and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
Sweet. Now contestant number 3.
I am Robert Schneider from Raleigh, North Carolina.
All right. These comedian combatants will be doing 5-minute sets in the game of Bombing Run. And so comedians to your battle stations. We're going to go up with our first comedian combatant. Let's give it up for Tom Padovano, everybody. Woo!
Thank you. I said to my girlfriend, while we were dating, were you dating other men? She goes, oh, Tom, come on. You're the 5th guy to ask me that today. I remember I told her she needs to embrace her mistakes. So she hugged me. So I'm looking to meet somebody new. I'm not good at it. I went to a club. Hey, babe, what's your sign? Keep off. I was talking to this one woman. She said she wants to date 10 men at the same time. I said, I'm not into that. I'm monotonous. This other woman said she's looking for a man comfortable in his own skin. I said, forget me. I have psoriasis. And then she was itching to leave.
Oh.
Sad. I was talking to this real classy woman. She said to me, my last name's hyphenated. I said, mine's Padovano. I tell you, though, I'm getting desperate. I go to Kentucky Fried Chicken just to hear them say breast or thighs. I put Vicks Vapor Rub all over my chest, trying to meet women with asthma. Oh. You know, I'm really so lonely. I play Texas Hold myself. Now, my best friend is single and Jewish. He's on J date. I'm single and Italian. I'm on A date. Hey. And I recently went to this wedding, half Italian, half Jewish. Everything was done 50-50. Even the songs. Have your mother. Have your mother. I mean, everything was 50-50. Like they made the men wear yarmulkes. On the yarmulkes, an ad for Vito's Pizza. And you know, at a Jewish ceremony, they have the groom step on a glass. Here, the groom was Italian. He slapped it. Now, my Uncle Chooch was at the wedding. He's always angry, but not this day, because he got his wish. Parole. Now, Chooch is from the old country, and when he came to America and saw the Statue of Liberty, he cried. It was the first woman he ever saw with shaved underarms.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And he's
Wow.
amazing. He came to this country with only 1 quarter in his pocket. But within 3 years, he doubled it. Amazing. Now, I come from a poor family, but let me tell you something. Every night, my mother had food on the table. I wish we had plates. Now, when I was 7, I said, Mom, am I adopted? Not yet, but I'm working on it. Then I remember once saying, Mommy, I wanted a toy truck for my birthday. I didn't get one. I'm upset. She goes, stop it. You just turned 50. But it was a clean house. I live in a dump. My apartment has bugs. And the other day, I ran out of Raid. So I sprayed a cockroach with lemon pledge. It died, but had a great shiny finish. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm nearly finished. I'm older now, and I'm having trouble with Sheila, my 20-year-old, smoking. Sheila won't stop smoking. Sheila's my Chevy. But there's people older than me. Did you know that Bugs Bunny is 80? Yeah.
Oh.
Now when he says, "What's up, Doc?" it's his cholesterol. Porky Pig is 77. When he goes, that's all, folks. It might be.
Oh.
Sad, Hey, did you know today is National Skeptics Day? But is it really?
And
Well,
all right,
listen,
let's give it up for Tom Padovano, everybody.
Thank you.
And Tom, where can we find you on social media?
Okay, on Instagram, I'm Tom Comedy 2, the number 2. And on Facebook, I'm my name, Tom Comedy. And my website, Tom Padovano. And my website is tomcomedy.com.
Sweet. Go check him out on those social media sites. That's awesome. And he didn't mention AARP whatsoever. But all his insects are really shiny in his house. So it's really kind of breathtaking to see the cockroaches just kind of walking by. All right. Judge Chuck U. Farley. Man, this is a good comedian. They have been in the business for a while. I just can't help where I picked this one up. I picked them up at Fuddruckers. No, I'm not going to say those words reverse. So you got to tell me if you're ready for the next comedian. All right. So coming up, our next comedian combatant to the stage. Give it up for Lloyd Legacy Sharp, everybody. Woo!
Good evening. Welcome to the affirmative action portion of the show. For those of you who are wondering why the Ghetto Powerpuff Girl has a championship title, doesn't he think that's dumb? No, I don't think that. I know it. But I brought this with me as a symbol of authority. And I'm using this authority to inform the world that it's time to stop trying to say that pimping ain't easy. Who knew? You know what else isn't easy? Being pimped. For some reason, we never talk about that side of the labor dispute. Anyway, questionnaire time. Have you ever not punched somebody in the face and then 2 months later thought, maybe you should have? Not making a statement, Just asking questions.
Uh,
Such as screw, marry, kill. Word association game or timeline of a toxic relationship. Not making a statement, just asking questions. Such as, they say that until you've been too drunk to remember what you did the night before, you haven't lived. So as a straight edge practitioner, do I exist? Not making a statement. Just asking questions. Such as, have you ever heard somebody say out loud, "Oh my God," and then respond, "My God too, you know, you're just selfish, that's a problem." Just me. Not making a statement, just asking questions. Such as, the last time you told somebody, "Go screw yourself," did you consider whether or not they deserved the pleasure? Not making a statement, just asking questions. Such as, 69, popular sex act or memorable summer. Not making a statement, just asking questions. Children. Why? What's the point? Like at this stage of society, why bother? Oh, I'm making a statement now. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, great. Another black guy hates kids. It's not accurate. I'm only half black.
No.
I'm also half Hispanic. A spick and span tan man, if you will. And if you will, please don't.
Oh.
It is why I'll never visit the White House no matter who's in charge. I'm half afraid I'm going to get shot on the lawn and half afraid I'm going to have to mow it. Bad day in DC. Anyway, not the problem. Children are fine, all right? My issue is, do children deserve to be subjected to whatever the heck's going on in the world right now? They didn't ask for this. Have your kid, and then in 10 years, find out how they felt dealing with overpriced healthcare, divisive politics, and the existence of people who thought that the human centipede wasn't that bad. All I'm saying is, before you have children, think of the children. I have, so I don't have any. I'm helping. I've been practicing virginism for the past 37 years. 3 more years and I'll be the perfect candidate for the 40-Year-Old Virgin sequel. We're back. He's black and he's kept it all in the sack. The downside is I'm terrible at dirty talk. You ask me what I think of 69? Great summer. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been the whitest sounding person in the room, despite being darker than Kurt Cobain's innermost thoughts. So no matter what I say, I look black enough to get away with it, but I sound white enough to make jokes.
All right, let's give it up for Lloyd Legacy Sharp. And Lloyd, put that camera back on. Where can we find you on social media?
I can be found at Lloyd Legacy 617 on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and Lloyd Legacy Sharp on Facebook. And if you don't use any of those social media platforms, don't start now.
Okay, sweet. Thank you so much, Lloyd. Wow. All right. He came in and he left before he could even say his social media, but we got it anyway. And I agree. If you're not on Facebook already, why are you? Okay. Judge Chuck U. Farley, I'm going to chuck you into a ditch if you don't answer me. I mean, Chuck U. Farley, are you ready for our next comedian combatant? No, I can't do that. That's not how this happened. No. Okay, good. We are not into midget wrestling. Sorry. All right. We're ready for our next comedian combatant to come up to the stage. Please give it up for Robert Schneider, everybody.
Thank you. I am Robert Schneider because apparently someone took Rob Schneider already as a comedian. So there's that. Uh, that I can't believe I'm still doing Zoom comedy in 2023. But it's definitely better than 2020. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember this. Remember how boring it was when Earth closed and you couldn't go anywhere? I got so bored during the pandemic that I started thinking of stuff I normally would have to be high to think about. Like, why is there a country in Africa named Chad? Like, seriously, you've got Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Mozambique, and Chad. Who doesn't belong? Clearly, it's Chad. And not only that, Chad's like the whitest name I can think of. Like, the lead singer of Nickelback is Chad. How does the lead singer of Nickelback share his name with a country in Africa? It doesn't add up. I've never visited Chad, the country, or the singer. But in my head, like Chad is like the ritziest part of Africa. It's like the Beverly Hills of Africa. I just imagine people driving their BMWs to Trader Chad's because the organic pesto is to die for. Meanwhile, the rest of the Africa, clean drinking water and basic human rights are literally to die for. Businesses, a lot of businesses here are doing well. I'm glad to say they survived the pandemic and now they're dealing with a different issue, and that's diversity, equity, and inclusion training. I had a small business owner ask me recently what all was involved in that and if they needed it. So I've come up with some helpful ways to know that you might need DEI training. You might need DEI training if you've ever ordered Chinese takeout using a fake Chinese accent. I'm taking note of who's laughing because those are the people who have ordered fried rice at least once in their life. You might need DEI training if you think the letters LGBTQ are the letters they give you to solve the bonus round puzzle on Wheel of Fortune. You might also need DEI training if you think there were 9 generations of Malcolms before Malcolm X. I will say there's one thing I miss about the pandemic most, and that was the holidays of 2020. I didn't have to do any last minute Christmas shopping or deal with that pressure. Didn't have to fight the crowds because there were no crowds because everything was closed. Because I don't know if you've noticed this, but almost every year during the holidays, someone makes the news because they just snap and lose it. And that it didn't happen in 2020 because everything was closed and everyone got to avoid hanging out with family members they try to avoid the rest of the year. But in 2019, there was a lady in Tennessee that had a meltdown in a Walmart the week before Christmas, and I get it because it's Walmart. But she grabbed one of those electric scooter shopping carts that they have for handicapped people, and she left the store, drove through the parking lot here at the nearest road, and was on her way to Waffle House. And she almost made it, but she got stopped by a cop. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a shopping cart driving down the road, but they stand out. So she got arrested. And I get it. She got in trouble because she broke the law, but I feel like we let her down as a society because this was no ordinary Walmart. This was a super Walmart. And I feel like every super Walmart should have a Waffle House in it. Because if you've ever been to a Waffle House and you've ever been to a Walmart, those are the same people. The same lady I saw last time I was at Waffle House arguing with the waitress, screaming at her that she was lying through her tooth. That's the same person that you're gonna see pushing 2 kids with a mullet around wearing a miniskirt 3 sizes too small in Walmart. Let's just make it easier for everyone. Let's just have a Waffle House in every Walmart. Like when you walk in, there's the optometrist that couldn't get a job in a real doctor's office, and then there's like the shady looking nail salon that looks shady because there's no Asians, and then have a massage parlor that looks shady because there's only Asians, and then a Waffle House. That's how every Walmart should look when you first walk in. I feel like I could run for president in 2024 and take the entire Southeast on that platform alone. You think anyone in Alabama is going to care about my economic policy if I promise to put a Waffle House in every Walmart?
No.
They're going to put me among some of the greatest leaders ever, right up there with JFK and Malcolm X. Thanks. Let's turn it back over to General A. Ron.
All right, let's give it up for Robert Schneider, everybody. And Robert, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at Rob Schneider Comedy, not that one, on Facebook, or robert.b.schneider on Instagram.
Awesome. Go check him out over there. Not the Rob Schneider, the Robert Schneider, okay? Because if you can tell, he was sitting down. And if it was the other guy, he would be standing up and still be the same height. All right. Now, let's give all our comedian combatants a big round of applause tonight. They knocked it out of the park tonight. I loved it. They were great. And now we have to wait for Judge Chuck U. Farley to decide who's Joker Ace of game number 1. Oh my gosh. Clappity clap clap. Yes, Chuck U. Farley, you learned how to clap during the game. That was awesome. That was great. But Chuck U. Farley, you have the hardest job on Bombing Run. You have to decide between Tom Padovano, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, and Robert Schneider, who is Joker Ace of game number 1. Eddie Murphy wasn't in the game. I mean, it's one of those three. Yeah, this is the problem with these judges all the time. They're always a comedian. All right, I know who is Joker Ace of Bombing Run Championship Edition. Game number 2 is, and it is game number 1. Lloyd Legacy Sharp, everybody! Woo!
What?
All right, Lloyd, you're gonna go get the Joker Aces from game number 2 coming up, and you'll be in Dogfight right after that. Okay?
Oh my God! Thank you, Chuck.
I love it when someone's happy, just winning like that. And we'll be right into game number 2 right after this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Visick from ComedySchools.com. We are one of the most successful comedy workshops in the nation, and we're willing to prove it to you because we offer free introductory workshops in person and online and on Zoom, which I think are 2 different things, but maybe they're not. I don't know. How can you find out if we're right for you? It's real simple. It's real easy. You can text me directly at 818-571-5653. That's 818-571-JOKE. There you go. How cheesy is that for you? You can also go to our website, ComedySchools.com, or go to ComedySchools@hotmail.com and send me an email. We've had people go all the way from the first show to national television. If you're truly interested in a career, maybe we can help you out, but we're going to offer you the first class for free. So write us, text us, call us. We don't care. Just get a hold of us. We want to help you.
But we're going to go into game number 2. But first, we need to meet our comedian combatants. So let's meet contestant number 1.
Hi, my name is Andrew Boyle, and I'm from Weymouth, Massachusetts.
Awesome. Let's meet contestant number 2.
Hi, my name is Regina Winemiller, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Sweet. Now contestant number 3.
Hey there, I'm Kelly Semnikas, and I'm in Toronto, Canada.
Sweet. Now, these comedian combatants are going to be doing combat on Bombing Run right quick. So battle stations, all comedians to their battle stations. We're going to get ready to play Bombing Run. And let's get our first comedian combatant up to the stage. Let's give it up for Andrew Boyle, everybody. Woo!
Thank you very much, General. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's weird times nowadays. It looks like Donald Trump might be going to prison. At first, I didn't believe he was even indicted because the news came from a very unreliable source, Donald Trump. It would be a big adjustment for Trump. You know, this is the guy who thought the White House was a dump. At last check, I don't think there are any gold toilets at Leavenworth, but we'll probably have to check for him. Some things wouldn't change for Trump, like his diet. He can pretty much eat the same garbage he eats, you know, now, just with a little added probably meat in his mouth.
Oh,
that's right, everyone. Orange is the new bitch. When the news came out that a former president had been indicted, many Americans assumed it would be the black guy. And by the black guy, I mean Bill Clinton. Trump might fit right in with a bunch of guys that are having to make deals and trades all day. You might catch him being like, I will give you 5 honey buns if you stay away from my honey buns. A lot of prisoners get drugs smuggled in, like cocaine and heroin. It'll be so embarrassing for Trump to have to smuggle in Propecia and tanning oil. I'd pay good money to see that weave of his, though, pulled back into cornrows.
Oh.
I think the strangest development after hearing about the potential for, someone having to go live in close quarters with muscular, sexually frustrated men, it was a weird development. Mike Pence actually volunteered to go in Trump's place. So that was an odd development that came up recently. A lot of people avoid going to prison by cooperating with authorities and giving up higher profile criminals. That doesn't really work when you're the leader of the free world. Like, who is Trump going to give up now? Beyonce? Yeah, it's ridiculous. I wouldn't do well in prison. I barely do well on the outside. I'm getting fat. In my old, I'm 42 now. I'm getting fat. I'm not really fat. I'm just out of shape. The difference is, if you called me fat, you'd be wrong. But I would probably get winded trying to explain why you're wrong. I got a new scale, a fancy new scale that calculates body fat. And I'm 230 pounds. So I was really shocked when it said 100 pounds of that was fat. I was even more shocked when I realized it wasn't 100 pounds, it was percent. I'd like to say that I ran away from the scale in horror, but I haven't run for anything since middle school class president. I am, however, carb loading for a marathon. I don't plan on participating in a marathon, but I always like to be ready just in case. It's really funny because I do have a weight problem. Mainly it's I can't wait to eat. And I have an eating disorder because I'm eating disorder fries and dad order fries and disorder fries. I blame my dad, who was naturally thin, for not encouraging me to work out more. He used to tell me that going to the gym was gay. And if you've ever been to a gym, you'll know that he's absolutely correct. A lot of guys in the gym would be just as happy inside of a guy named Jim. I went to the locker room at the YMCA. Yuck. I haven't seen that many old balls since I had a summer job at a driving range. I do not want to go to the gym. I would rather do anything than go to the gym. I would rather be circumcised by Michael J. Fox. I've been trying a lot of things to lose weight. I've been trying intermittent fasting, which I think is the absolute worst name for it. Nothing makes time go slower than not eating. Fasting is slower than an open mic with 10-minute sets. The joke was specifically just for comedians. People recommend running. They say, oh, you should run. You should really run. You'll get a runner's high. I'm from Weymouth, Massachusetts. I know what an actual high feels like. If running produced a real high, everyone in my hometown would win every track and field medal at every Olympics ever. You know what you never see when people are running? You never see anybody running with a smile on their face. It's true. That's because running is miserable. If you do see people though running with a smile on their face, that means they probably are actually high. We're going to cut it there. Thank you. That's been my time. Give it back to General A.A. Ron.
All right, let's give it up for Boyle, everybody. And Andrew, where can we find you on social media?
All my socials are under 4 Seasons Comedy, either spelled out FOUR Seasons Comedy on Facebook, or the number 4 Seasons Comedy on Twitter.
Go check him out. And he also does landscaping under that 4 Seasons Comedy. I don't know. That was a great set. Judge Chuck U. Farley. I'm going to chuck you across the road is what I'm going to do with that name. Chuck U. Farley, are you ready for the next comedian? Okay, yeah, I'll let you do that later. But yes, you're ready for the next comedian? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, our second comedian come back to the stage. Give it up for Regina Winemiller, everybody.
My grandpa was in the Korean War. And he never really talked about it, but he told me one story. He said every night his bunkmate would get up and pee in all of the lockers.
Oh.
They called him dishonorable discharge.
Ah.
I have 2 kids, and I wish I had the confidence of my little one. She would come out of the bath every night with the towel like this. Ta-da! And she asked my dad, Grandpa, are you young or old? He said, I think I'm old. She said, yep, that's correct.
Mm.
And I told my older daughter, well, I feel a little old sometimes too. She said, Mom, you're not old. You're middle-aged.
Oh.
Oh.
I said, oh, honey, you're grounded. And my little one asked me, Mom, are we rich? I said, no, but we're happy. She said, Mom, we can be happy with money. Wish I would have thought of that years ago.
Mm.
I might not have become a teacher, but I used to teach high school, and one time I gave my students an assignment to say one thing about themselves that we don't know. I said that I like to wear thongs. That's when I learned that now they're called flip-flops. I also teach English as a second language, and I took my students to the deli. They said, Miss, what are deviled eggs? I said, Los huevos del diablo. And that was wrong.
Oh.
Because that means the devil's balls.
Oh.
They didn't want any.
Mhm.
And I told my husband when I first started teaching how hard it is that we just can't go to the bathroom whenever we need to. And he said, I never thought about a teacher having to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Very human. We eat, we drink, we pee, we have sex with our adult partners. Most of us.
Oh.
There's a few bad apples out there. But yeah, we have sex. How do you think we get more teachers?
There you go.
And there's a teacher shortage. I mean, maybe that's why they give us the summers off. Got to get busy. Okay, well, being a teacher in a small town is awkward because I get recognized by former students everywhere we go. At the park, at the store, or at the pharmacy, filling my birth control prescription.
Oh.
He said, what you been doing? I said, getting busy. I mean, keeping busy. Keeping busy. How about you? Yeah. And I've been watching a lot of true crime, and they're catching killers with DNA from family members. The ad writes itself. Do you think Uncle Kent is creepy? Get a DNA test. You could solve a cold case and improve Thanksgiving. And I did a show this year for Mother's Day, and they said, she is so funny, you're going to pee your pants. I said, oh no, don't oversell it. And then I remembered how easy it is to make moms pee. Like for me, just a margarita and a giggle. Thank you guys. You've been amazing. I'll give it back to you, Ron.
All right, let's give it up for Regina Winemiller, everybody. Regina, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Regina W Comedy on Facebook and Instagram.
Sweet. Thank you so much. And if you see Regina at the pharmacy, don't give her a hard time. The pharmacist might be giving her a hard time, just filling out her prescriptions. Okay. Chuck U. Farley, Judge Chuck U. Farley, man. You're hurling. What? No. Did you eat too fast? Oh, no. Chuck U. Don't chuck it. No, I'm not going to say your name backwards. No. It's like saying, what is that, Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror? No, that's not happening tonight. That's not happening. So Chuck U. Farley, are you ready for our third comedian combatant to come to the stage? Oh, sure. Why not? All right. Our third comedian combatant to the stage. Please give it up for Kelly Zemeckis, everybody. Woo!
Hey, everyone. Hello. I am Kelly Zemeckis, and I am a woman with a safe word. My safe word is I'm tired. Yeah, because I'm a newly minted 45-year-old and I'm pooped. I'm pooped, guys. Really am. I'm most tired of the fact that with every year, I continue to remain older than Pitbull.
Oh,
Pitbull. I'm older than Mr. Worldwide. I have no joke. I'm just genuinely annoyed because I thought that man was 60. He's on tour right now with Enrique Iglesias and Ricky Martin, and he's the youngest one on the tour. I think he just turned 41 or something. It's insane. I realize I should get over it. I will one day, just not tonight, guys. It's just not not happening ce soir. I am somebody who is in recovery. Yeah, I am a recovering Sunday brunch hostess. Yeah, I've been clean for 3 years and I'm doing good. Doing good. I think it's 36 months now since I've asked anybody if they would like to see a menu. Very proud of myself. Yeah. I genuinely thought I'd be great at that job, because I love talking to people. I love Sunday brunch, but apparently I don't love talking to people when I'm working Sunday brunch. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. Yeah. It made me far too salty, that job. It just brought out the worst in my personality. I remember once a customer asked me, what comes with the grilled cheese sandwich? And I said, a plate. Which, however factual, was apparently not the right answer. So there we go. I am not a woman who owns a vision board. No, but I do own a hindsight collage. Yeah, because it's important to keep your mistakes right up there, just remember them. Yeah, my collage is filled with a lot of pictures of men wearing man buns. We all have phases, guys. We all go through our phases. Some folks, I think some older folks generally will refer to, rock and rap as the devil's music, which is crazy. I would like to counter that statement by saying the devil's music is anything played on a recorder. Not a fan, guys. Just straight up not a fan. I would consider myself to be a good daughter. I see my mom and dad every single day. Sure, I live with them, but big deal. Yeah. No, it's fun. Everyone in my home is over 40. And so we don't have a swear jar in our house, but we do have a, did I take my pills jar? I don't know why it is, but if you are not laser focused when you are opening that bottle, you do not know if you are currently in a present or a past action. I don't know what that is. Laser focus, just look at the pill, don't turn your eyes away. It's so weird. It is so weird. I'm really big into my genealogy, so I've got an account on Ancestry, and I was quite taken aback the other day when I got asked out by someone on Ancestry. Yeah, I was like, okay, This is weird, but I guess it's good to know that you're cool with us being related.
Oh.
Anyhow, friends, I will leave you on this. A question for the audience tonight. How many times is too many for my therapist to say to me, Kelly, you should use that in your set? Is it good that we're writing together is my question. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, I guess if I have a comedy therapist, I need like a therapist. I'm looking for that. I've been Kelly Zemeckis. Thanks so much.
All right, let's give it up for Kelly Zemeckis, everybody. And Kelly, where can we find you on social media?
Yeah, so on Facebook and YouTube, my name, Kelly Zemeckis. On Instagram, I'm under the Latvian Foodie.
Sweet. Go check those out. That's awesome. The YouTube channel. I think are you still doing your cooking with people or comedians?
I definitely am. It's called It'll Be Fine, a food show, and it's on my YouTube channel.
Sweet. Go check that out. It's always fun. I've been on it once, and that was great. Let's give it up for all our comedian combatants for game number 2. They were great tonight. Let's give it up for Andrew Boyle, Regina Winemiller, and Kelly Zemeckis. And now it's to the judge. The hardest job on this show. Deciding who is Joker Ace to face off with Lloyd Legacy Sharp on Dogfight Edition to see who is the Ace of Aces on the Bombing Run Championship Edition. Okay. Okay. All right. So I know who won game number 2 of Bombing Run Championship Edition. And it is Andrew Boyle, everybody. Yeah. Andrew Boyle. You will be facing off with Lloyd Legacy Sharp in Dogfight Edition. You just be ready. And we're going to get to that right soon. And thank you so much for playing, and we'll be right back to play Dogfight Edition right after this. Hey everybody, we are ready to play Dogfight Edition for the Bombing Run Championship game, and we have the 2 Joker Aces that won the second round of this. It's Lloyd Legacy Sharp and Andrew Boyle. They'll be doing 3-minute sets to see who's Ace of Aces and wins the prize of 5 weeks of class of mentorship from a 19-year nationally touring comedian. Okay, that's what they're trying to win right now. So we're going to go with our first comedian from the game who won Joker Ace, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, and the second comedian who got Joker Ace on game number 2, Andrew Boyle. All right, that is the order. We are going to get started here shortly. So let's get up our first comedian combatant, Joker Ace. Let's give it up for Lloyd Legacy Sharp, everybody.
I know we're going out to a large audience here, but since this is pretty much a battle of Massachusetts versus Massachusetts, I want to give the national audience a little bit of advice if you ever decide to come here to Boston. First of all, why bother? Secondly, if you do, please don't fall for our world-renowned horrible parking advice. Pack a cat, have it yard. I got news for you. You know where Harvard is? Cambridge. You know where Cambridge is? 5 minutes to where I'm sitting right now. You can't park your car at Harvard Yard because there's no such thing as available parking in Cambridge, Massachusetts. There are 2 rules of parking around here. You either can't or you don't. Just remember that if you choose to come here. Anyway, June is almost over, and you know what that means. Christmas is right around the corner.
Oh.
Commercially speaking.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of commercially, what's that one hump you got to get over in order to get to the holiday season? Black Friday. For those of you unfamiliar, Black Friday is the one day of the year you are apparently legally allowed to trample your fellow humans in pursuit of an iPhone.
Oh.
Your brick and mortar store could go from looking like a brick and mortar store to a Who concert in Cincinnati real quick. Google it. I'm not impressed by Black Friday because, as you can tell, I'm black every Friday.
Uh-huh.
But then comes Christmas, where we all get together and celebrate America's favorite overweight white home invader that some of you call Santa Claus. And I just want to know, when are we going to stop allowing him to get away with pedophilic voyeurism? He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. That's not normal. Call the authorities! For goodness sake! After the holidays, I want everybody to remember to stop saying things like New Year, New Me. It's biologically incorrect. When you're born, that's as new as you're going to get. It can't be New Year, New Me. At best, it's New Year, Refurbished Me. Better luck next year. I'm Lloyd Legacy Sharp.
All right, let's give it up for Lloyd Legacy Sharp, everybody. And one more time, Lloyd, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on social media, if you're on it, at Lloyd Legacy 617 on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and Lloyd Legacy Sharp on Facebook.
Sweet. Go check him out on those social media platforms. And he's also right. You can't be a new person unless you get put in the witness protection program. That's where he's wrong. And then apparently he's not going there. Judge Chuck U. Farley. And you keep wanting me to say your name wrong, and I'm not going to say it because then I get bombed off the show by Freddie. Okay, that's not happening. That's not happening. Are you ready for our second Joker Ace of the night? All right, he is. Give it up for our second comedian Joker Ace. Please give it up for Andrew Boyle, everybody. Woo!
Thank you very much, and big ups to Lloyd. You know, shout out to my Boston folks. I mean, I can only assume based upon that lighting that you're being held hostage somewhere. So hopefully, you know, you'll get out soon. I am from just south of the city. I'm from a town called Weymouth, Massachusetts. For those of you who haven't heard of Weymouth, Weymouth is the second place that the Pilgrims landed and the first place that kids from nicer towns go to buy drugs.
Wow.
I didn't go to Weymouth High School. I went to Weymouth School for the High. As kids, the only thing we weren't hooked on was phonics. Recently, Weymouth updated their mascot. It used to be the Weymouth Wildcat, but now the Weymouth Wildcat has been replaced with a giant bottle of Narcan. It pretty well sums up the team, though, because usually we're pretty dead in the first half. And then in the second half, we usually come back to life. Some of my best friends growing up were drug dealers. You know, actually, I had two different friends that were drug dealers. Both of them were named Justin. One Justin always brought drugs just right when you needed them. He was always there right when you needed him. His name was Just in Time. The other one we only called when the first Justin wasn't available. His name was Just in Case. It's a little bit different now when I talk about drugs. When I say drugs, I mean, you know, I include marijuana. It's a little bit different now because weed is legal, which makes sense, you know, because people smoke weed recreationally. Not a lot of people are recreationally smoking crystal meth. It's not like you're on a date and a girl asks, well, do you smoke crystal meth? And you go, well, only on the weekends. My teachers were also terrible growing up in Weymouth. I had a math teacher that hated math. I had a Spanish teacher that couldn't speak Spanish. And I had a gym teacher that was a fat alcoholic. The person that was teaching us physical fitness would get winded blowing a whistle. Which was even more depressing because in high school, my nickname was Whistle. Weymouth also has a lake right in the middle of town. On one side of the lake is Lake Street, and on the other side of the lake is Lakeshore Drive. And its name, of course, is Whitman's Pond. It couldn't stay a lake because when they did some testing, they figured out it was only 20% fresh water and 80% abandoned cars. And for some reason, Weymouth chose Lake Street as the place for their housing projects, which I don't have a problem with necessarily. I think, it's fine if you want to put your housing projects on a lake. But if your town has lakefront housing projects, it should be a much nicer town than Weymouth, Massachusetts. My name's been Andrew, and you guys have been awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, let's give it up for Andrew Boyle, everybody. And Andrew, remind us again where we can find you on social media.
It's 4 Seasons Comedy. On Facebook, it's FORU Seasons Comedy. On Twitter, it's the number 4 Seasons Comedy for reasons I don't remember.
Great. That's awesome. Awesome. That was great. Now let's give it up for 2 Joker Aces, Lloyd Legacy Sharp, Andrew Boyle. And this is like the second game of the championship edition of Bombing Run. And now it's up to our judge, Chuck U. Farley. And I know what you wanted me to say, and I'm not even saying it, Chuck U. Farley. Oh, no, I'm not buying you a steak after the game. No, it's not happening. No, I'm going to take you to Fuddruckers, and you're getting one of their nasty burgers. Okay? Okay. All right. I know who is our second ace of aces for the championship edition of Bombing Run. And it's Andrew Boyle, everybody!
As it should be. As it should be.
Oh my gosh, that was great. You won the prize I was talking about. We will get that to you. Give me the information for that. And now because you won, you get to do a 90-second set. You get to do a victory lap. So you can start anytime, right?
Well,
now.
I'm very excited. I feel like, I won a prize in class and the teacher gave me more class.
Nice.
It's like, congratulations, you're very funny. We're going to teach you how to be funny. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. You guys were all fantastic. I really enjoy this. I've all, enjoy my time. AA Ron, you are the Toastmaster General here. So thank you for putting this on. Shout out to Kermit for giving us his background here to use. It was very nice of him. I'm only assuming that there's going to be weird stuff behind me when this actually goes on TV. Sure, I'm assuming there's going to be like, funny graphics and puppets popping up, and, they'll dub it in Spanish. So it'll be cool. We'll get this thing in a worldwide, you'll put a different, dub in a better Boston accent than the one I have. So big shout out to Judge Chuck U. Farley. That's a hilarious play on words. I guess we still don't know what the fox say. So the fox is gonna stay quiet. Shout out to Sergeant No Arms, which that's a scary picture you got there, Sergeant. That's terrifying. That's, I haven't been that scared of an alien since I was Republican. And shout out to the other people who've just been silently listening to this whole thing. Lindsey and Patty and Terry and all you good folks. So thank you, everyone.
All right, let's give it up for Andrew Boyle one more time. That was awesome. Oh my God. And that is the show for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of Bombing Run Championship Edition. And Andrew Boyle is the ace of aces of the second game. That was awesome. But we're going to have more bombing runs in the future, so please tune in. We will have more comedy combat soon. So for me, Sergeant No Arms, and Judge Chuck U. Farley, this has been an Oddly Funny production. Thank you.
This has been an Oddly Funny production.